No questions?
Oh.
All right, happy
All right.
Valentine's Day. See ya.
Jeff.
Just yell it.
Rick, we asked Stephen this, coming off the loss you guys did in Nebraska, can you just talk about the importance of finding a way, however it was, to get one together?
Yeah, I think his question was about the importance of finding a way coming off the. I'll repeat the question. Coming off Nebraska's game. By the way, it looks like Nebraska wasn't too bad though, huh? They go and win tonight at Rutgers, so don't ask me if I know how to figure out this league. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I was satisfied with the response Sunday after film and in film. They owned it. It wasn't pretty. It was. But I was direct, as I was Saturday after the game, and then you always want to see how they respond. And they responded well Sunday afternoon in practice. They responded well yesterday. I thought they practiced well. And they know. I mean, we just had to play better basketball. And better basketball is a big, long, that covers a lot of things. But we just had to be, more consistently true to who we are and what makes us good. So. And then obviously the third step is how do you respond tonight? And I thought they responded specifically on the defensive end like we needed to respond.
Go ahead, right out there, Coach.
Hey, Rick. Connor, career high for him, 23 points tonight, and for Kamari, season high in minutes for him.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about the spark those two guys provided for you on both ends?
Yeah, I thought it took Connor a little bit to get going. I thought he. Trying to think on a closeout, he got busted baseline, threw the ball away once, so I gave him a little rest on the bench to kind of, refocus and came back in and did a lot of good things, obviously. And Cam, I thought, he's practiced well. He's given us sparks before. I thought it was a good matchup for him, and I think it takes some of the pressure off Chucky. It's just constantly having to, facilitate things and run that. It gives him some time just to rest and reflect a little bit too. And but Cam made the most of his opportunities. I thought he did a good job, and that's been the key. Gilmore doesn't have any points, never took a shot, but he was invaluable in terms of what he did defensively, the jump ball he had late in the game. He's gotten really good at backside screening when we're working somebody in the post. So he's always had a high IQ and a feel for the game, and he's starting to get more and more consistent on some of those little things that help his teammates when it doesn't involve him scoring.
Right over here, Coach. Go ahead.
Greg,
Zach.
no made shots in the final 10:45. What did you think about the offense? I mean, it looked like there were some good shots early. Just what did you think?
Yeah, I thought we had, for the most part, I'll go through the film, but I told the team we're going to have Thursday because we have tomorrow off, is we're going to start with layup practice because we had a few that were, but they responded on the other end and shot the line well. We had some good looks. Chucky had a good look off a little action to the top. Connor had several good looks, had a really wide open look right in front of me off an offensive rebound. So hey, you gotta keep shooting them. If you like them, let them fly. If it's in your wheelhouse and something you do well, but the most important thing is how we responded on the other end, and that was the key.
Right back there, Coach.
Hi, Coach. You think about Jet Howard, a 6'8" sniper. How are your guards able to contain him despite the size difference?
Yeah, they did. Max did a good job on him. Jordan did a good job when he was on him. Just staying connected with him. I think guys off the ball, coming off screens, were, for the most part, he got loose coming down the middle in the second half, where I didn't think we were in the screener's defender he was too flat and too low. That allowed him to curl and get downhill and got to the rim, obviously. But, Jet's a terrific player. I mean, for a freshman, really skilled. I was really impressed with him on film. And obviously, being a coach's son, you figure he's going to know how to play. So yeah, we were just, you try to make sure you don't lose him for the most part in terms of let him get easy looks that give him confidence, because then the tougher ones become more makeable. And for the most part, our guys did a good job with that.
Go ahead.
Coach, you touched on it a little bit, but it looked like you were pretty reliant on Carter's help side defense tonight. Anytime Hunter Dickinson touched that ball or even I had Carter go against him a few times when Steven got into foul trouble. What do you think he just gave you tonight in terms of his ability on the rim and then on the other end to keep plays alive? Because you guys were plus 14 with him on the floor. I'm guessing that
Right.
was not fluke.
Right. No, I mean, like I said before, he understands the game. I'm watching him in front of me in the first half, how he defensively worked the post. It reminded me of his dad back in Platteville, how he used to, front and move his feet and play with your hips. He can guard bigger guys, because you can work on leverage and anticipate where offensive players are going and making sure we had ball pressure around him, so it's not as easy of a catch. And then we obviously sent a double team most of the night. I think he just, like I said, he just keeps battling and understands that his role is to help in ways that maybe don't always involve being the leading scorer, and he's okay with that.
Todd in the back.
Greg, you mentioned you did well off the line. Obviously, it hasn't been a big thing for you this season, but how satisfying is that to see? The guys have put in all that work. We see it at the end of practice. But,
Yeah.
To see them close this one out with the free throws when the shots weren't going, big for them, I would imagine.
Yeah, we needed to, and I think the guys that have struggled, that percentages are lower, are better shooters than what their numbers say. But I say that, and you say, well, they're shooting 60% or 50%. They got to obviously do it when the lights are on and game pressure. But you just got to stay positive with it, help them with some technique things, help them with some relaxation things if we need to tweak some things. But I see them every day in practice, and you just have to continue to have confidence in them, and they have to have the confidence in themselves too, which none of them have lost confidence in that, and it's good to see them get rewarded tonight.
Go ahead.
Greg, Steve had told us that you guys didn't expect Michigan to double the post, and they didn't. He was only 5'15", but he had the 6 assists as well. And just kind of, you went to him early and often. Just what do you like about him, the post there, and what he could add to you guys?
Well, I mean, he's such a skilled player, and sometimes I've been on him about being too unselfish. He's looking constantly. He's a really good passer. I continue to want him to be more aggressive to score himself and work better angles, finish better. But like I said, when he gets traffic around him, he finds guys. He doesn't get rattled. I've coached a lot of big guys over the years that sometimes in traffic or in double teams they panic, and he never has. He's always made good decisions, and is very unselfish. Like I said, sometimes too unselfish to a fault. But a big guy that can pass is a heck of a weapon.
Go
Jeff.
ahead.
Greg, a little follow-up on Kroll. Do you think he was more aggressive, even though he missed, he started out 3-4, missed his last 11 shots. Do you think he maintained his aggressiveness and didn't let the missed shots affect other areas of his game?
Yeah, I think for the most part, I'll look through the tape and see how his base was. I get blocked sometimes to see how his feet are when he does go into a move. But I want him aggressive and continue to do that and play physical. That's a pretty good matchup with him and Hunter Dickinson. So, and I think just how he's added weight, and 12 months ago he couldn't do that and gain leverage in the post. And the strength and the work he's put in that regard has helped him.
We got Jim and then one more.
Greg, it feels like you've been in this position a couple times in the last 3 weeks where you win a game and it seems like you're ready to turn a corner and then take a step back. Are you running out of time where you can't do that anymore? Would you say you need to build on?
Did you hear my post game?
Is that what you said?
I've said it for I don't know, go back to how many when we won one, then lost one, and won one, and lost one. It's the same. Your preparation, we'll have tomorrow off and then prepare Thursday, Friday for Rutgers. You approach it the same. I don't get caught up into what's down the road. I'm more concerned about playing good basketball right now, because if you don't play good basketball right now, down the road ain't going to happen. And I don't care if it's November, December, January, February. And every team goes through rough patches, and this group has gone through their share. But just the next day, and it sounds cliched, and I sit up here and it's coach speak, but we'll look through the film. They'll learn from it on Thursday. We'll use those 2 days, and then and they understand. I'm not probably telling them anything after a loss or after a win that they don't know. Players usually get this figured out even before coaches do, but we have to continue to play good, solid basketball. Saturday we didn't for the last 15 minutes, and it bit us. Tonight we played pretty good, solid basketball, specifically on the defensive end and on the glass and taking care of the ball. Only 5 turnovers. So you're not maybe going to play every part of the game perfect, but if you can be sound and solid in enough areas, you give yourself a better chance.
Final question for Coach, right in front of your coach.
Greg, the shooting at Michigan State last night, have you been able to talk to anyone from Michigan State, or have you talked to your team about it at all?
Yeah, I haven't really talked to the team about it other than my own son late last night. You know, the reason I'm pausing and scratching for words here is I've got 2 kids in college. And I mean, and I know we see it all over way too much in this country, but when you get a call from your daughter, and I get home late last night and don't know what's going on, and my wife says, hey, as you see what happened at Michigan State, and I didn't think they played last night, and then she starts to tell me, and like I said, that rocks you, because nobody's immune to it, unfortunately, and like I said, having 2 kids, the 2 oldest are in college, I immediately thought about their parents, the kids' parents at Michigan State, and what, you know, that has got to be absolutely horrific to go through. So I did talk to Coach Izzo late last night. At that point in time, he knew that the game tomorrow night was going to be canceled, and campus was shut down. But like I said, it's everybody's worst nightmare. But when you're a parent and you've got kids the exact same age, and they know people on that campus, that hits big time. And you know, just send all my best wishes and thoughts to everybody in East Lansing and what they're going through, and hopefully, you know, they can recover from this. But you know, there's 3 sets of parents. At least I know there's still 4 or 5 others that are in critical condition that don't get another call from their kids. So, like I said, that's your parent, as a parent, that's your worst nightmare.